Yeah, I thought first of all, start defensively. Just running all over the place, physical. This guy over here with 11 tackles. Rayshon Benny had 6 tackles, and you're going to look at the film, and there's things we got to evaluate and see what we need to fit better or keep contained on things. But I thought they did a heck of a job all night. For the plays that they had. 65 plays allowing 276 yards, and our standard is really high, right? Our standard is really high. So I know on defense we want to be better than that, and we will. And I thought the thing I'm proud about on the defense is the amount of guys that played, especially the young guys. When you got guys like Troy Bowles, who's not necessarily a young guy, but a new guy, but Chase Taylor, Nate Owusu, and linebacking core, Lugard playing. But they understand that's the standard, right? So that's what they're in there for, and then that's how they got to attack offensively. Obviously, ran the ball well, got to be better in the passing game. And you look in the red zone, if you don't have 2 turnovers, it's probably a different game. It's either 6 or 14. But it wasn't, right? So the main thing we had to do was finish. So things we got to clean up there, and then special teams wise, we got to challenge guys, push them. And then returning game, we got to make sure we got guys in the right place and see who's going to be the most reliable in those spots, because that's what's going to help us win these games. And at the end of the day, we're 7-2, and we're in a position to do everything we want to accomplish and go win. And our leaders are going to take this thing by the horns. Our coaches are going to do that. I'm going to do that to make sure that we have it right where we need it to be and hold it to the standard. So we're excited. We're ready to attack it. But this week comes at a good time, because those guys have played their tail off.
Just one more on the pass game specifically. I guess it's 2 weeks in a row without a touchdown through the air. There was a pick in the red zone. Feels like there hasn't been a lot working downfield. Do you sense that?
I disagree. We had some long passes down the field today. Just we got to connect on the ones that not to have turnovers. So.
Ryan?
Losing Jayshon Barham earlier, just what impact do you think that had on the rest of the game and your defense?
I mean, Jayshon's a great player, right? We know how good he is, but at the end of the day, everybody's got to step up. Whoever it is, they know their job. They know what the standard is of whoever we play on the defense is they've got to play at a high level. So, we didn't have them in the game, but that didn't mean that the standard changes.
Ernest, do you want to talk about that at all? Add anything?
Yeah, I mean, it's always hard when you lose a player like Jayshon Barham. Just the athletic ability he has, the presence he has on the defense, the poise, and obviously experience, right? So losing a key player like that's obviously hard for a defense, but understanding for us leaders, we want to get everybody up. One of our goals, Rayshon Benny talked about in the defense unit early in the year. He said we want to have the same 11 out there on the field. No matter who's on the field, we want the same 11. Offense will know who's out there in the field, no matter who's out there. So that's a goal we discussed early on as a defense unit, as well players wise. And so we knew going this game, right? We're late in the season, we're in November. And people are gonna be banged up this year. It's hard. It's a gruesome year. You play the Big Ten. It's gonna be tough like that. But we know that everybody got to step up. We have discussions like all the time as players, how everybody's feeling. We know everybody's feeling, so we kind of idea a sense. So when things like that happen, it's not a surprise to us because we communicate to us players wise. We know kind of what's going on. So we know who's next up and they're ready to go. So I'm really proud of our guys who stepped up today. It's always huge. It's a confidence builder. Because as leaders, when you have guys on the field that can execute the defense out there in crucial moments like this, it builds confidence for the whole unit. So I'm really proud of our guys.
On the right, Chris?
Sherrone, do you have an update on Jayshon's?
Not yet. We'll see how this week goes, but I could say he'd come back, but we'll see how this week goes.
Okay. And then what's your concern level overall with the special teams? It seems like every week there's something. And at what point, how do you fix it at this point this late in the season?
Yeah, consistency. The way you practice is the way you should play, and it's just not. It's got to continue to do that. So we've got to challenge everybody there, challenge the coaches, challenge the players to make sure we get it fixed.
Over on the left here, Tom.
At Sherrone, 9 games in now, could you assess Bryce's progress at quarterback? Where is his best strength? Is it RPO, spin out? Sometimes his best throws seem like those sidearm like a shortstop. It's unbelievable. What would you assess that he needs to work on the most right now?
I mean, I'd say today, right, you'd see he was just taking care of the football. And other than that, I mean, he can make every throw and do everything. He made a key third down throw in the pocket to Zach Marshall. He threw a trick play to Zach Marshall on a deep that was in the pocket. He threw the sprint out play to the right and throw a sprint out to the left. So he's got multiple strengths, but we've got to clean up all the other things.